Hello and a warm welcome to Federal's special program, Capital Beat. Rahul Gandhi today has been sentenced to 2 years of imprisonment by a Surat district court. And this sentence has come over his alleged 2019 remarks, where he said that the people with a Modi surname are liars. Now, a criminal defamation case was filed by a BJP MLA. And now this sentence has been accorded to Rahul Gandhi under sections 499 and 500 of the IPC. Though Rahul Gandhi has been granted the bail, but this conviction has been suspended for 30 days, which clearly means that Rahul Gandhi has a period of 30 days where he gets to challenge this conviction in the higher court. But there are a number of questions after this verdict has come out. First of all, does this verdict look unprecedented? What is its impact going to be on the democratic fabric of the country? How does it really impact the political discourse of the country? And the most important question, that if Rahul Gandhi doesn't get a reprieve from the higher court, does he stand disqualified? Because if you look at the law, it very clearly says that any elected representative who is sentenced to 2 years of imprisonment cannot contest elections, whether he is an MP or an MLA. So the big question we are asking is that this verdict comes as a boon or a bane for Rahul Gandhi as well as the Congress party. I'm joined by a very special panel. I'm joined by Anila Singh, who's the BJP spokesperson. Thank you, Anila, for being here. I have former Congress spokesperson, Sanjay Jha. Thank you so much, Sanjay. I have two veteran journalists, TK Rajlakshmi, the senior editor from the Frontline. Thank you, Rajlakshmi. And I also have Aurangzeb Naqshbandi. Thank you so much for joining. Let me begin by Sanjay Jha. And Sanjay, I really want to understand what are your remarks over this verdict? Many people, and in fact, the legal experts also have failed to understand why this verdict was given. Does it look really unprecedented?
Neelu, thank you very much for inviting me for the program, and a good evening to all the fellow panelists and to your viewers. What did Rahul Gandhi really say during the campaign? He was talking about political corruption in India. And he talked about a couple of names that seemed to have a common surname, which happened to be Lalit Modi. We all know about the IPL scam, and currently Lalit Modi has absconded to London. And I remember the BJP in Parliament. I remember the late Arun Jaitley saying that within 1 year, we'll get Mr. Lalit Modi back to India, extradited and facing the Indian criminal justice system. That obviously did not happen. As far as Nirav Modi is concerned, we all know how he swindled public sector banks. And then he went abroad and actually was in a photo op with Prime Minister Narendra Modi at Davos. And therefore, Rahul Gandhi asked a very legitimate question, that the people who were considered to be in close proximity with him, which is Mr. Narendra Modi, what is the great political link? And this is the kind of, I think, vocabulary that you have every right to use, both as a citizen of this country. It's our fundamental right. Number two, you also do it as a politician in an election campaign where you want to tell the people of India that the government or its leadership is brazenly corrupt. Where did Rahul Gandhi malign the community of everyone with a Modi surname? Not at all. I don't think at any point, if you hear that speech, at no point has Rahul Gandhi actually made any statement which appears to be disparaging towards any particular surname of a community that Mr. Modi belongs to. So I think at the end of the day, what is appalling, and I respect judiciary, I believe the Congress will get justice and the judicial process is sacrosanct and we have full faith in it. But I must completely disagree with the appalling verdict. Giving him maximum punishment for a statement where at no point has he even insinuated, forget being unambiguous in his apparent or alleged attempt to vilify or humiliate anybody. It's not the case at all. So the bottom line, why is everything about Rahul Gandhi, what he says in London, the BJP wanting him to apologize, this complete campaign of being obsessed with Rahul Gandhi, being demonstrated by the BJP. And Neelu, let me tell you this upfront. The simple reason is Mr. Gautam Adani. And I think it is hurting the BJP because unfortunately for the BJP, that involves no other leader but Mr. Modi himself. And you know that the BJP is today equal to Mr. Modi. So if Mr. Modi's brand is gone, the BJP will be devastated overnight. I have a feeling that they know it, that minus Narendra Modi, the BJP is as good as 0 seats in parliament. So naturally, they are nervous. They are going helter-skelter. You can see the panic buttons. And there is nothing else to explain this bizarre allegations being made against Rahul Gandhi by various people from the BJP. I would love to hear what the BJP spokesperson has to say here. But my short answer to you is the BJP is paranoid and nervous that this Adani story has now not just become a global financial story of a fraudulent meltdown. It is now being known in every household in India. And Narendra Modi will have to answer this question sooner rather than later.
Okay, you made your bit on the Adani, but on the Adani issue, and of course, it's a big issue where Narendra Modi and the government also has to do a lot of answering. But my question to you, Anila Singh, is that why is BJP ready to make Rahul Gandhi into some kind of a hero? This verdict could have been simple. Probably he could have been let off with some kind of a financial penalty. But, you know, this I'm not raising and I'm not going into the merits of the judgment which the judge H.H. Verma has come out with. But it just seems that, you know, BJP is hell-bent on making Rahul Gandhi into some kind of a hero. Why is this happening?
My Ram Ram to everyone. And you have to ask this question from the Honorable Court that why this verdict has been given, why 2 years punishment, why not any financial penalty on him. So as a Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson, I cannot talk on the behalf of Honorable Court. And secondly, we do not require making Rahul Gandhi a big hero. Everybody knows whether he's a hero or he's something else. Whole of this confused party is standing besides him. He is the one who is calling shot. Then they are the one who are trying to correct whatever he says. I mean, you see the difference in between Bharatiya Janata Party and the Congress Party. Okay, Rahul Gandhi ji is General Secretary of INC, Congress Party. All right. Whole of the Congress is working for him. Whole of the Congress is working for Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Arey kab aap uth gaye, kab aap so gaye, kab aapne khaya, kab aapne bola, whole of the party. And in Bharatiya Janata Party, General Secretaries work for the party. So party doesn't work for the General Secretary. But in Congress Party, party works for the General Secretary, the Rahul Gandhi. So this is the basic difference. And he is the same Rahul Gandhi who told the audience, which was brought by Mr. Manmohan Singh. I mean, we cannot forget that.
Anila, if you allow me to interrupt you, I have a few questions, which I really would want to answer. I mean, you to answer. That, even Narendra Modi ji has made number of remarks, and I'll give you some examples where he has addressed in rallies and he has said Sonia Gandhi is Congress ki vidwa, Rahul Gandhi is a hybrid calf. Then he said that Shashi Tharoor's wife Sunanda Pushkar is 50 crore ki girlfriend. He has made these kind of remarks, but there were no defamation suits against Narendra Modi. Now, what kind of a political tool is being adopted by BJP? You have a BJP MLA who filed a defamation suit, and now this verdict has come. I'm not raising the questions over the verdict which has come, but I'm trying to find out an answer as to what kind of a political tool is BJP using.
Neeluji, it is very unfair on your part when you are quoting here the example of Mr. Narendra Modi ji and other Bharatiya Janata Party.
But why not?
I would
why
have,
should I not give examples?
Oh,
yes. Yes, go ahead, please.
So allow me. It would have been fair when you would have quoted examples of other leaders from the opposition as well. I can quote 10 examples where Narendra Modi ji was given names which are not even worth narrating here, and are other Bharatiya Janata Party leaders. I do not want to get into it. And Narendra Modi ji didn't file any FIR or the complaint in the court because it is a criminal defamation case. Mr. Pranesh Modi, he directly went to the court. So the thing is, Mr. Modi ji, I mean, for him, it hardly matters what Rahul Gandhi says about him. Everybody knows what Mr. Narendra Modi ji is. Whole of the world knows about that, and he is the most popular leader in the world. We know it. I mean, it is not Anila Singh, BJP spokesperson, saying, but it is being stated and surveyed by different agencies.
No, but Anila ji,
I want to say one more thing. Allow me.
I don't agree that there is just no.
I'm finishing. I'm just
okay. Make your point that I asked you. Yes, go ahead.
And nobody is stopping any person from any of the political party to go ahead and file a FIR or go ahead and appeal in the court. If you think that Mr. Narendra Modi ji insulted Mr. Rahul Gandhi, Mr. Sanjay Jha can very well go to the court and appeal that a case should be heard against
Anila ji, let me take you back to the Vajpayee era, where there were certain Lakshman Rekhas which Vajpayee ji himself had drawn. And he said that the politics also has to look dignified. Now here, that dignity somewhere has completely melted. And why I'm saying is that I still remember Vajpayee's speech where he said that after the elections are over, all the acrimony which is visible during the rallies, it should get over as soon as the elections are over. And you start running your parliament, you start running the Vidhan Sabhas. What about those times, what kind of politics are we really seeing? Is it not something bizarre when a verdict like this, again, I'm not questioning the merit of the judgment, but I'm talking about the quality of politics. Look at the political discourse. Where are we taking it?
In this particular case, did any of our leaders say anything wrong about the Modi community? It was Mr. Rahul Gandhi who insulted Modi community. All right, Bharatiya Janata Party.
The problem is with the Modi community, or BJP has understood it as some kind of an insult to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That's what I want to understand.
Do you really think that Mr. Narendra Modi gives any weightage to Mr. Rahul Gandhi? He's simply a general secretary of a political party. This political party doesn't have any other face. That is why they are simply, taking the shelter of the family. It looks like that only. I mean, they might not be seeing a good leadership in Mr. Jha. They might be not seeing good leadership in any of the other leader of the Congress party. They are just simply, they are taking ahead this person. For us, he is just a general secretary of Congress party. Okay. A person who got
he's just a general secretary. He's just a general secretary, and the second half of the budget session is just stalled completely because of this general secretary. I take this statement of yours with so much of pinch of salt, but let me go to TK Rajlakshmi now, and then again I'll come to Sanjay. Rajlakshmi, how do you really see this? I mean, BJP will never agree. And as Anila is still saying that he's just a general secretary, BJP doesn't give so much of weightage to Rahul Gandhi as what is being made out. How do you really see the political narrative from here on? Yes.
See, I don't think that it's true, because I think the BJP is quite obsessed with what Rahul Gandhi says and what he does, because in a sense you sort of target him, you target the entire Congress, you sort of target the Gandhis. Okay, so he's like fall guy. So he's a fall guy. He's a scapegoat. I mean a very convenient scapegoat for the BJP, and also a very easy scapegoat for the BJP to sort of continually pick holes into what he's saying, to closely observe, where he falters, and then you make a big thing out of it. And therefore you can, because then you get a little, so then you construct, the trope, the narrative that the Congress is led by a person who is not really, all that competent or that, etc. So you can attribute all kinds of things to that perception. Now, as far as this thing goes, I think there have been, sort of landmark rulings, including by the Madras High Court, I think way back in 2020, about the whole issue about how sparingly, the law of criminal defamation ought to be used, because it's been used quite often against journalists, against adversaries, etc. Now, in that particular instance, it said very clearly. It held, that public servants and constitutional functionaries cannot be allowed to misuse the law of criminal defamation by using the state as a tool to initiate defamation proceedings against adversaries. Okay, now this is supposed to be a landmark ruling of the Madras High Court. And because since several journalists during the late Jayalalitha's tenure were sort of targeted at that point, and criminal defamation proceedings were initiated against them. So there is a debate, ongoing debate in the country today that, in fact, among jurists, among civil society, amongst lawyers too, that there should be reform in this entire law of defamation, which has been actually sort of weaponized, as you said initially, against adversaries. So I think the debate is important also in this context. And because it was, as far I also gleaned, that it was political speech. I mean, he spoke, I think, on a range of issues that concern the Aam Aadmi, which I think all political parties do, including the BJP does. But here, I mean, he's a political persona. He made some remarks, okay, and then and as I also am given to understand that that it was a BJP MLA, okay, now who goes and files a suit of criminal defamation against Rahul Gandhi. Now, as far as I can understand, a BJP MLA is a constitutional functionary, okay, and he sees Rahul Gandhi as an adversary. So I don't see any reason as to why this sort of can't be challenged in court and this can be struck down, because I can say, sitting here, that my feelings have been hurt, by what Anila ji has said, or what Sanjay ji has said, or what Aurangzeb or you have said. I can say that you have defamed me, okay, by simply by imputation. I mean, if I feel hurt. So this entire the broad landscape of what constitutes defamation also has got to be revisited. And as I said, this debate is currently on in this country, and I'm sure the courts will take cognizance before sentencing somebody. For instance, if that somebody happens to be a political persona,
Right.
and they would assess, whether it has been done out of political vindictiveness or vendetta, etc. So I think the story is yet to be sort of complete. Picture abhi baki hai.
Picture abhi baki hai. But taking a cue from what you had just said, Rajlakshmi, I'll ask a question of Aurangzeb now, that the political vendetta bit, a lot of people are questioning the timing. Even Mallikarjun Kharge said that, a lot of judges had been changed in this particular case. And the way, criminal defamation cases definitely don't take 4 years. So do you see this angle where BJP probably is trying to flush out Rahul Gandhi completely out of politics, so they don't see him as an adversary at all on the political landscape? Do you suspect this angle as well?
See, Neelu, first of all, I'll correct Anila ji. Rahul Gandhi doesn't hold any post in the Congress party as of today. He's a former Congress president. He's not a general secretary. So, number one. Number two, see, I see a pattern here. If you see, after the Adani issue, there's a deadlock in parliament. The onus of running parliament is completely on the government, right? Government has to reach out to the opposition and let parliament function. We don't see that happening here. The other thing is Rahul Gandhi, whatever he said abroad, and BJP is, angered over that, and they are demanding an apology, and parliament has been stalled over that. I don't see Rahul Gandhi, apologizing. So the stalemate continues. And the pattern is that I think the BJP considers Rahul Gandhi a safe bet as far as other opposition leaders are. So they are trying to, I think, in a way, trying to promote him in whatever way they can as an opposition leader. So they consider him a safe bet. I am quite certain about it.
So what you are saying, Aurangzeb, is that BJP is trying to make a hero out of Rahul Gandhi so that the 2024 battle looks like Modi versus Rahul Gandhi.
Absolutely. I was coming to that only because they think that when it comes to Modi versus Rahul, there is no match.
Easier for BJP to win.
It's an easy task for BJP. Yeah. So that's the perception. But, in politics, nothing is, politics is the art of possible. If we saw in 2004 what happened when Sonia Gandhi was projected as the Congress president. She was not projected as the Prime Minister, but as she was the Congress president, and she led the campaign. And Vajpayee was at his peak. There was India shining. what happened. So, the results are in front of everyone. So I think here, BJP is
You see a lot of similarities between 2004 and what is happening currently.
I said, yes, a little bit, I can say there is a similarity. And now what BJP is, they think that, if there is another opposition leader who is like someone like Nitish Kumar, then it will be a battle, right?
Right.
So to avoid that, you need to, make Rahul what you call a hero. And I think they are on that trajectory. So they are doing it purposely, because otherwise, see, as I said earlier, why is Parliament stalled? Why is Parliament not functioning? The onus is on the government.
Right.
There is no reach out. I don't see reach out happening so far. So there is an attempt, there is a pattern, there is a method here. Yes.
Okay, Sanjay, but if what Aurangzeb is saying, and if there is any merit in that, obviously this is another godsend opportunity for Rahul Gandhi, for the Congress. But the big question is, can Congress really leverage this opportunity? Of course, the legal fight will be on, and Rahul Gandhi does have 30 days to appeal in the higher court. But politically, how do you see the situation unfolding? And can Congress party reap political mileage out of this opportune moment, which has been apparently sent by the court?
With due respects to Aurangzeb, I completely disagree with him, and I'll tell you why. Politics is not a fluid concept. Politics actually evolves literally on an hour-to-hour basis, on a day-to-day basis, which is why the very profound quote that a week is a long time in politics. It's true. I agree with him that the Congress has lost in 2014 and 19 pretty disastrously. And Rahul did make many leadership errors. But to believe that everything is still the same and Rahul is still the same character, or his political brand still remains, extremely weak, is, I think, being highly presumptuous. I can tell you this for a fact, because I also deal with a lot of political, kind of workers at different parts of the country, that end of day, I think Rahul Gandhi's brand after Bharat Jodo Yatra is formidable. I think it is rather, disingenuous, if not incongruous, to say that the BJP is deliberately trying to play this game to keep Rahul Gandhi in the center stage. Not at all. In fact, let me tell you, I do believe that today, the Congress party, despite all its failures, is the single most significant political party at a pan-India level that can defeat the BJP. The Gandhi brand has a certain attractive magnet that may have become diminished, but is far from gone. And I've been in Congress, and I can tell you that Rahul Gandhi down south, for example, let's talk about different states, but I have been to Kerala, to Tamil Nadu, to Telangana, Andhra, Karnataka. And there people told me at a time when I was very critical of the Gandhi family leadership, that no matter what you do in the southern part of India, and where Congress is today, by the way, is one of the best bastions for the Congress as we talk, the Gandhi magic still holds. So I think Aurangzeb is probably underestimating the fact that politics, number one, is a fast changing game. And number two, I don't think Rahul Gandhi is at all. I've known Rahul for a long time, and I can tell you, Rahul of today is very different from the Rahul of even 2021. He's even different from the Rahul of 2019. So the point I wish to make is, wait, maybe you see some results in Karnataka that might make Congress look very good. And it might change the entire momentum of the opposition in the Congress. I do believe that the BJP is worried, and I'll tell you why. One of the reasons is that regional parties, and this is a tragedy of Indian politics, do look at their own limited constituency to be dominant players at the national stage. It's like saying, I play a game, I'm a very good fast bowler, so the only way I can get into the team is by being a fast bowler who takes a lot of wickets. The difference with the Congress is that the Congress is an all-rounder. It has players that can open, that can play the middle order, that can be the wicket keeper, that can be the bowler. So whatever happens, when Rahul Gandhi talks to Adani, the country stands and takes notice, and the BJP gets very worried.
No, but my question
no other leader No other leader in India, you know my last point, no other leader in India is actually today taking on Narendra Modi, whether it is on the BBC documentary, whether it is on the death of institutions, whether it is on corruption like Rafael, and probably it will happen at some point when the Adani issue is investigated, or was challenging Modi on the way he's destroying India's constitution. No other leader is capable of doing that. And that has been established beyond doubt. Therefore, I feel if the Congress were to leverage this politically, it actually goes advantage Congress. I would therefore disagree with Aurangzeb and believe that's the reason why the BJP is targeting Rahul. And trust me, in my opinion, if the Congress party were to do it well, and they seem to be doing it well.
Sanjay,
You never know what can happen.
that's exactly what the question I was wanting to ask you, that looking at the track record of Congress, do you think that they can really leverage this opportunity? And why I'm saying this is that Congress has never thought of filing defamation suits, whether it was Congress Ki Vidwa comment, whether it was a hybrid calf comment, they've never done it. And also recently, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi was replying in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha over the motion of thanks speech of the president, he did say that, he said that Nehru surname is not being used by the Gandhi family. And then, much as an afterthought, the privilege notice was filed by K.C. Venugopal, only when, the BJP started insisting on Rahul's apology. So all this is coming as an afterthought. They never think of using all these political tools which BJP is using. So is there something intrinsically wrong with Congress with the way they're approaching the politics?
Well, with due respect, I mean, Anila ji is here. She and I have debated very often. Even if Anila ji were to say something very insulting to me today, tomorrow, whenever, I will never file a defamation case against her. I'll tell you why. Because I think it's about the political culture of a party. Now, let me tell you, today you find don't look at the criminal defamation case in isolation against Rahul Gandhi. You got to look at it from the point of view of the CBI and ED cases against the opposition, right? 95% of the cases are against opposition leaders. You look at the way today, in my opinion, the income tax raids are happening on Amnesty International, on CPR, etc. We know how media is being threatened. Adani has taken over NDTV. I mean, there is something very brazen going on. Now, I know Anila Singh here will justify everything in the interest of the fact that the BJP has won. Mr. Modi is very popular. But I don't think the Congress party needs to follow the BJP playbook. Because I'll tell you why. It then becomes a tutu meme game. Because the Congress can today file 100 defamation cases against Mr. Modi and 100 other people in Congress-ruled states and get them to, make the process the punishment. But I believe that is not the way forward for a democracy. So I do believe the Congress, when it has a case, it's a compelling case, go ahead. But do not encourage a culture of this political vindictiveness, because in the end, it's going to damage India's entire, what I call, is democratic health.
I'll ask Anila ji on this bit, but Sanjay, I have another question for you, that what happens, supposing, I mean, that's too far-fetched, but what happens if Rahul Gandhi doesn't get a reprieve from the higher court? I don't know how the legal battle will unfold, but what if he doesn't get a reprieve? He stands disqualified then. So will Congress really stand to gain from that moment?
Well, I can tell you something for a fact, that ultimately, this may have to go to the Supreme Court. I don't know what the Gujarat High Court will say or do. I can't preempt it. But it will go to the Supreme Court. And from the friends I have in the legal circles and those in the Congress, they are convinced that this verdict will be definitely not just stayed, but overturned. But we'll have to wait. We'll have to come to the bridge when we cross it. But the fundamental point, I believe, and I have communicated this to some of my friends in the Congress, that you should go to town on this issue, to talk about how a political leader during a campaign does not make any statement actually trying to defile or defame any community. But now the entire system seems to be actually becoming so susceptible to a political harassment that soon people will stop speaking, because you say, I don't know what is somebody going to be offended by, and who will file an FIR case against anybody. So I do hope, because see, governments change, Neelu. The BJP is in power today. Tomorrow, there may be a new government in 2024. And I believe all those who are instituting this political culture of, I call it as vindictiveness and vengeance and revenge, they might just kind of be at the receiving end of the music at some point. And that's not a healthy sign or a manifestation for the kind of democracy India ought to be.
Okay. Anila ji, do you think it can backfire for BJP? Not necessary that 2024 can be a repeat of 2014, where Manishankar Iyer made those remarks and BJP capitalized on it. And is BJP planning to go to towns on this Modi remark as well now? It might backfire. Yes.
First of all, thank you, Aurangzeb, to correct me. Actually, I got so scared of Rahul Gandhi. Instead of saying ex-president, I said general secretary. मैं बहुत डरी हुई हूँ राहुल गांधी जी से, जबान लड़खड़ा जा रही है मेरी. But anyways, I have to say one simple thing here, Neeluji. If any of the leader, any of the worker, Bharatiya Janata Party in today's date or in future does anything wrong or had done anything wrong, and at that time's government or at that time's agencies, they go ahead and take action against that person, I think we are going to welcome it, because we believe in the system. We cannot play the victim card. I mean, you take land in place of by giving jobs to the youth. And if I talk about the Congress party, it has got maximum scams and riots in its kitty. And then Rahul Gandhi tweets what Mahatma Gandhi ji has said, कि मैं धर्म और अहिंसा के रास्ते पर चलूंगा. So this is one political party who can't preach about dharma and ahimsa. I mean, just see what all has.
Do believe, Anila ji, people do believe that Rahul Gandhi has been penalized for speaking the truth. Don't you feel so?
No, only Congress party and Congress party supporters think that way. Our nation doesn't. Rahul Gandhi is one person who says India is not a nation. A person who doesn't sees India as a nation. Do you think that he is going to talk anything sensible? Of course not. Of course not. I mean, I really wonder even if Congress party takes him seriously. ये मजबूरी का नाम राहुल गांधी है Congress party के अंदर. अगर somebody says we want to make him hero because it is very convenient for Bharatiya Janata Party, तो अरे उनको side में करिए ना. There are many more leaders in Congress party. It is the grand old party of our country. यहाँ leaders की कमी हो गई है क्या? Only, I mean, they have to keep on drawing Rahul Gandhi as a leader.
No, but even
the problem is in their system, not in
political. Anila ji, even political experts, the best of political experts say that BJP needs Rahul Gandhi to survive. He's like a soft back. He's
like again, Congress party has to see into it. They really want Rahul Gandhi as a leader, because we are winning. Touch wood, because we keep on working day in and day out. 365 days, 24/7. We keep on working. Everybody says कि आप तो election mode में रहते हो. हाँ साहब रहते हैं, राजनीति कर रहे हैं, politics कर रहे हैं. Election mode में नहीं रहेंगे तो घर बैठ जाएंगे. ऐसी थोड़ी ना हाल फिलहाल में 5 राज्यों में से 4 राज्य हम जीत कर आए हैं. So definitely we are into politics and we want to win. We want to form governments. And if everybody says, best of the political experts says, Aurangzeb ji says, Rajlakshmi ji says, here it is all because of the Rahul Gandhi, Bharatiya Janata Party is surviving. तो आप भारतीय जनता पार्टी को सरवाइव करने का मौका क्यों दे रहे हैं साहब?
But you aren't scared at all that this might backfire. You are saying that the nation is with BJP, but you're fully confident that this will not backfire for BJP?
I said in very clear words, Neeluji, if any of the Bharatiya Janata Party worker leader in future, when our government is not there, if any of that time government or the agency thinks that that person has done wrong, of course, that person should be penalized. केस होना चाहिए, इंक्वायरी होनी चाहिए, इंटरोगेशन होना चाहिए. हमारे लीडर्स का इंटरोगेशन हुआ है सीबीआई का, जो आज प्रधानमंत्री भी हैं, आज गृह मंत्री भी हैं. So I mean, we can't keep on saying, हाँ हमारे ऊपर ये आरोप लगा दिया वो. No, it's not like that. I think we should have some faith in our agencies. We should have faith in our judicial system as well. Mr. Ashok Gehlot, I was waiting this type of statement. Mr. Ashok Gehlot, he came out and he said, oh, अब तो judiciary भी compromise हो गई है. What is this? I mean, is this the way the senior leaders make statements? These are not sensible statements.
No, but this entire battle is about making a statement. Now, let me come to Rajlakshmi. I'm really worried about the political discourse now. What will happen to the political discourse when leaders are addressing rallies during elections? Is this verdict really going to impact that? Because I still remember, I mean, very senior leaders of yesteryears have been saying that all the acrimony which is seen during the election rallies should be forgotten once the elections are over. But here you are penalizing a leader for what he said 4 years back, and that too in a criminal defamation case. So does it impact the political discourse of the country now? Or will this verdict, precisely to ask you, will it act as some kind of a barrier now? Yes, Rajlakshmi.
Well, if it's upheld, if the trial court's verdict is upheld and by a high court, then there's a cause of concern. Definitely, it's a cause of concern because, as I said, if the higher courts have held that prosecution should not become a case of persecution, and especially if it involves adversaries, political adversaries, right? And as far as defamation uh, about communities is involved, I'm not going to take any names, but a certain community in this country has been constantly talked about in a particular way. In fact, right, for several years now. Okay, they've been referred to as being termites, they've been referred to as all kinds of things. Okay, so I'm saying that the cause of hurt, okay, hurt can be perceived, they can also have a deep sense of hurt. And we could have had thousands of defamation suits against leaders of the ruling political dispensation, right? But again, as I said, it's not a way to go about, and courts have not are in fact taking a view on this, that you cannot use it as a tool to sort of to pin down your political adversaries. As far as the discourse is concerned, Nilu, I think all of us know that it has been going down and down for the past 8-9 years. Okay, it's been going down. There's been a certain level in which political leaders have been want to address each other, right? And again, I'm not going to say things, but you've already sort of mentioned it, the references to Jersey cow, half-breed, this and that. Okay, now if it comes from one end, okay, obviously there's going to be a response from the other end. I'm not saying that one justifies the other. But if political parties, especially the Congress as well as the BJP, but I would put the onus more on the BJP here, because we've heard leaders of the BJP speak quite irresponsibly, and they've got away with murder in that sense. This is of course not actual murder. Don't file an FIR against me for saying that. Okay. But I mean it in a metaphorical, allegorical sense. Okay, so is that so again, I'm not going to take any names, but they have been, and we all have seen the general, lowering of political discourse, and I think as responsible citizens, we ought to sort of raise the bar, and I'm sure the courts will take sort of cognizance of this also, and as far as critiquing the government of the day goes, yes, it is one's democratic right to critique, whether at home or at abroad. Now the thing is, if critiquing the government is not tantamount to critiquing the nation or sort of talking against your country, it's not that. It's not it's absolutely bogus to equate the two. You can critique your government. I can critique the government of today. I can critique. If a new government comes into place in 2024, I have every right to critique, right? But that doesn't make me, anti-national.
Yeah. Absolutely. So for the last comments, I'll come to Sanjay and Aurangzeb. Sanjay, I'll come to you first. So how does this entire thing unfold from here on for Congress and for the BJP? How do you really see that? Yes.
No, I think as far as the Congress is concerned, I think all it has to do is to become the formidable election machinery that it once used to be. There are many state elections during the course of the year where it has a head-on-head, shall we say, contest against the BJP. Its track record in the past hasn't been great. But remember, 5 years ago, it won Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh against all odds and managed to form a government in Karnataka. I do believe that from the ground reports that I'm getting from Bengaluru and other places, that the BJP, which is called as a 40% commission government in Karnataka, and I saw a WhatsApp joke which said that the commission rates in Karnataka are so high that the BJP should call itself the Karnataka High Commission, which I thought was a phenomenal joke. But on a serious note, I do believe the Congress should win Karnataka. And if it does so, it just needs to kind of go and get its hands dirty and play the politics of the day, which is, kind of beat the BJP BJP, because end of day, this whole myth that the BJP is unbeatable, it's insurmountable, the Narendra Modi magic, it only happens because you create a vacuum for somebody else to go and take advantage of the situation.
Basically,
I
Sanjay,
believe
you are saying that Congress needs to fight a guerrilla warfare when now it comes to politics and tackling the BJP.
it should go hammer and tongs. And if the Congress were to do well in the coming elections, beginning with Karnataka, trust me, you are going to see a very dramatically different 2024 landscape. It's not in this game is far from over. And I think the BJP knows that, which is why the Adani issue, the BBC documentary, the death of institutions, unemployment, inflation, all these issues are beginning to now worry them. And I can tell you all regional parties are equally aware that if they don't win 2024, then they will equally face an existential crisis.
Okay, Aurangzeb, last thoughts to you. Yeah.
No, first of all, I would, Sanjay, you didn't hear me out completely. I added a caveat that the BJP also had, used the same tactics in 2003-4 when they targeted Sonia Gandhi, but it backfired. So I said, this is the perception, and it might backfire now again, because the people of this country are very intelligent. The voters are very intelligent. They know what, whom to choose and what to do. So it was just it's a perception that the BJP thinks that compared to other leaders, Rahul Gandhi is a safe bet. And I think a lot of people agree with me on that. Now, coming to what Sanjay ji said, yes, the Congress needs to leverage it. If they want to make it a political issue, they need to, and yes, I also agree with him on this count that Rahul Gandhi had a lot of, image about him had changed after his Bharat Jodo Yatra. I think that was good for him because he was till then considered by his rivals and others as a Papu. And now a lot of that has changed after his Bharat Jodo Yatra. And the other factor, I keep telling in this program, last time also I said, the Congress needs to bring as a senior political party, as a senior what you call ally, it needs to bring all the opposition parties together. Today, what we saw a tweet by Kejriwal, where he condemned the act, whatever, not condemned the act, he was saying that this is not the good practice. I don't remember the exact tweet. But there is a step, a step forward, a step towards the Congress, but I don't see that happening now. How the Congress reciprocates, that is the question. Because if you see what Sanjay ji said, that Congress is strong in South India, and but South India doesn't get you the power in Delhi.
Absolutely.
You have a strong machinery, a strong support base in North India. Only then you can think of coming back to power. So that they need to strengthen. That is very important. How they strengthen the organization in North India, that is an important thing.
So, but Congress does need to learn lessons from BJP, where every adversity is turned into an opportunity. So as Sanjay was saying, that can Congress really leverage this whole bit on the verdict? Can it go to the towns, explain the people what has really gone wrong? And of course, what Aurangzeb said, that can the opposition unite on this issue? That's also $1 million question. But on that bit, I'll have to end the program. You're running short of time. Thank you so much, Sanjay Jha, Aurangzeb, Rajlakshmi, Anilaji. It was wonderful having you on the program. And one appeal to the viewers who are watching this debate: subscribe to our channel, send us your feedback, and stay tuned to the Federal. Thank you. Thanks, all of you.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more interesting updates.